Today's lesson is going to be on the greatest common factor, or the GCF. So some important facts you need to know before you begin is a composite number versus a prime number. A composite number has two or more factors. A prime number has only factors of one and itself. So to remember that, it says prime is Prime. They change the I to a 1, and then it says me. So 1 and me is prime. Composite, two or more. So, to be able to do the greatest common factor, you have to first be able to find factors of numbers. So to say, are you ready? We're going to list the factors of 20 using the multiplication facts of 20. We're going to continue using pairs until the factors repeat. So, there's two methods that you can use. You can either write them out this way, or you can write them in a list. When you pair the numbers, you're going to say 1 times 20 is 20. Then you have to go in between the numbers of 1 and 20 and find the matches that also multiply to give you 20. So 1's your first number you start with always. So then the second one you check is 2. Can 2 times the number give you 20? Yes, it would be 10. Then you say, can 3? 3 times 6 is 18, and 3 times 7 is 21. Those numbers are in between 20, or 20 is in between those two numbers. So you know that 3 cannot be multiplied by a number, a whole number, to give you 20. So you check 4 instead. 4 times what gives you 20? 4 times 5 gives you 20. You know, once your numbers are paired directly beside each other, or they repeat in the sense that you find its number match, you are done finding pairs. So the factors of 20 are just going to be 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, and 20. I prefer to list them in the list because it's easier to read. They're in order. But if this is how you like to do it, that's fine as well. So we'll have 4 examples before we move on to the greatest common factor of just finding factors of numbers. So we're going to start with the factors of 12. If we start with it, we always start with the number 1. So I'm going to write the 1 at the beginning of our list. 1 times what number is going to give you 12? 1 times 12. So I'm going to write 12. That's our last number in our list. The last number is always the number you start with that you're trying to find its factors. The first is the number 1. So then you move on. Can 2 be multiplied by something to get you 12? Yes, it would be 2. 3. Is 3 have a multiple or a number that it multiplies with to give you 12? 3 times 4 gives you 12. So 3 and 4, that's repeated. So you know there are no more factors because its pair is the next number. So then you just have to fill in the blanks. 2 times what did we say gives you 12? 6. So you write the 6 after the 4. You can refix that if you want it to be closer together. Get rid of that 12. It does not matter. So the factors of 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. The next example we can check is the factors of 25. The factors of 25, start with that 1 again. 1 times what gives you 25? That would be 25. List it. Then we check between the numbers of 1 and 25. 2. Can 2 be multiplied by a whole number to give you 25? No, it cannot. What about 3? No. 4? Nope. 5. Yes, 5 times 5 gives you 25. So in your space, you just write a 5. You do not have to repeat the 5 twice because it multiplies by itself. And because you found 5's number match, you know those are the only multiples of 25. Or the factors of 25, not multiples, I'm sorry. So we're done with those two. The next one is the factors of 48. 48 is a longer list. So you try it and then check back. So those would be the factors of 48. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, 16, 24, and 48. That is a longer list out of all of them. This is when you would know you are done because the two pairs are done. They're next to each other. 6 and 8 make 48. Then you know there's no more greater than these. So you just have to find the pair matches for the rest. Finally, if we look at the factors of 13, what numbers can multiply together to give you 13? Well, that's simple. It's just 1 and 13 because 13 is a prime number. This was prime. All the other numbers we looked at were composite. So prime, there's only 1 and me. So 1 in itself, that's prime. If there's a longer list, that means it's composite. So we can use that to find the greatest common factor of numbers. So the step to find the GCF, the greatest common factor, is to list the factors of each number. So on your paper, fill in your blank, list the factors of each number. Then you're going to identify the common factors. These are the numbers that occur in both lists. Then when you know the common factors, out of the common factors, you have to find the greatest common factor, the biggest number that is in both. That's not how you spell that. So sorry. Let me erase. So, our first example is find the GCF of 18 and 30. So, I would write out an 18 and a colon. I would write a 30 and a colon. Then we do like we did above. 1 times 18 is 18. 2 times 9 gives you 18. 3 times 6 gives you 18. 4 times something doesn't give you 18. 5 times a number doesn't give you 18. So you know you're done. So your factors of 18 should be 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. The next one is we have to list the factors of 30. So we list them. Same way as we did above. 1 times 30 is 30. 2 times 15 is 30. 3 times 10 is 30. 4 times a number doesn't give you 30. So we just ignore the 4. But what about 5? 5 times 6 gives you 30. So you know we're done because 5 and 6 are hooked beside each other. So then you just write in your other numbers that you paired with the first ones. So those are the factors of 30. So that was our first step. Our second step is to find the greatest common, or the common factors. So what numbers occur in both lists? Well, 1, 2, 3, 6, yes. 9, nope. 18, nope. So we're good. We have 4 common factors. But what is the greatest common factor? The biggest number in both lists. So the GCF is 6. That is the biggest number in both of the lists that we made. The final example for the day is to find the greatest common factor of 6 and 10. So like we did above, write your 6, write your 10. What are the factors of 6? 1, 2, 3, and 6. Now we have to find the factors of 10. The factors of 10 are 1, 2, 5, and 10. Find the common factors. Well, 1's in both lists, 2's in both lists. 3, nope. 6, 5, 10, no. So the greatest common factor is going to be 2. I hope this makes sense. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out.